When we take a look at this inside-out orientation, this is an example that we did for a company, and we highlighted all these areas, and you add it all up, and we said, here's the way you're currently doing it. This is the way you could be doing it if you made some changes. Now, folks, this is a company much, much smaller than Home Depot. I get it. But there was 28% savings opportunities if they were willing to change their business. Now, one of the things that you have to do is, obviously, you can't do all of these things, so we have to have a discussion about priorities. Which issues are we going to tackle first? I get that. But one of the things that I want to also emphasize is this. Here's where I say it gets interesting. We're fortunate enough to work with hundreds of companies, and over the years, we've had the opportunity to serve the Home Depot, Walmart, and others, okay? Whenever I mention these kind of savings potential, I hear people say, that's impossible, it can't be done. I have a very personal question for you. What are the impossible items in your life? The things that can't be done. I think when Jeff Bezos launched Amazon in his garage years ago, people looked at it and said, that's impossible. So I mentioned this to Mark last night. I'm a huge Chicago Blackhawks fan. So, you know, people who love God and who love the United States and North America and love the world, we're all Blackhawks fans, okay? But they fired Joe Quenneville, who's a Hall of Fame coach. And 2 days later, I had been invited by our bank to an event with John McDonough, the president of the Blackhawks. And he said, at the Hawks here, we believe in what we call dark conversations. These are conversations that basically put the truth on the table so that we can get to the root cause of what's going on. Now, with the Hawks, that dark conversation ultimately led to the dismissal of a Hall of Fame coach. But one of the things that really gets me kind of jacked up, and one of the reasons I'm proud to know people like the people in this room, when I talk about savings opportunities for companies, one of the things that just kind of blows me away is it's not just that they say it's impossible, can't be done, it's that they're not even willing to have the conversation. And that's, folks, why they wallow in mediocrity. You know, if you take a look at some of your competitors that are no longer the kind of competitors that they used to be, one of the things I'd like to just challenge you is this point here. Don't focus on the 28%. That may be impossible for Home Depot. But I'm kind of curious, when we come back together in 2020, what we're going to see is the possibilities associated with the discussions and things that we're willing to consider. And then ask ourselves the question, what would have to happen for those things to become a reality? We started TranzAct 35 years ago. Last Friday was our 35th birthday. I was kind of proud of that. I was out making a sales call. And so one of the things with our IT group, one of the ones, he would come into me and he'd say, Rich, he'd say, he was one of my partners, he'd say, Mike, we can't do it. And I'd say, Rich, I don't hear you. I'm in Germany. You're speaking French. No comprende. I don't get it. You know. So I would ask him this question, and it became kind of a cultural issue for us. If time and money were no factor, what could we do? Because at least we can put it on the board. And then he says, well, time and money is a factor, Mike, last time I checked. But I ask you, if you want to get to the front row next year, what are you willing to do? What are the dark conversations that you want to have or need to have? And folks, this is a completely different way of looking at it.